welcome to Now Showing, your weekly dose of vitamin M. M यानी कि movies. मैं हूँ आपका host wearing this मांगा हुआ coat, Abhijit Bhatt, and before we begin this show, I just want to make a confession. My girlfriend broke up with me last week. I mean, it was very tragic and my heart is still in a dilemma. But you know what rhymes with tragic? Magic. And what rhymes with dilemma? Cinema. Have you ever wondered that irrespective of how you feel, happy, sad, angry, somehow movies always manage to comfort us? Which is why some Indian movie stars enjoy a massive fan following like no other, to the point that they have temples built in their names. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan had even played God in 2008's God to See Great Ho. Wait, he played God in 2008 and then in Pa, Abhishek Bachchan played his father. So does that make Abhishek Bachchan the godfather? I'm digressing. But what I meant to say was that on this show, each week, we help you choose what to watch at the cinemas and what to watch in the comfort of your homes. We also take you up close and personal with the fascinating men and women who make these amazing films and shows. So, without wasting any more time, let's take a look at what's coming up on this show today. From murder and betrayal to incest and a bit of soul searching, a lot is happening in season 3 of The White Lotus. A tale of love, sacrifice and resilience, K-drama when life gives you tangerines is our recommendation for your weekend home viewing. Sikandar, stardom and his friendship with Amir Khan, a candid chat with Salman Khan and Rashmika Mandanna. John Abraham talks about making The Diplomat, producing Malayalam films and reacts to his viral Pathan meme with Shah Rukh Khan. Alright, now let's start the show with this week's hottest OTT recommendations. I mean, why spend 2 lakh rupees on popcorn and soft drinks at cinema hall when our entertainment and lifestyle editor Tavishi Paitandy is here to tell us what exactly we can watch within the comfort of our homes? Over to you, Tavishi.
Thanks, Abhijit. Hey everyone, I'm Tavishi Paitandy, and if your watch list needs a serious upgrade, you are in the right place. From the hottest movie releases to web series worth your screen time, I've got the hits, the misses, and the must-watches all covered. Go grab your popcorn because I'm serving up hot takes on Now Showing. So, if a messy cocktail of power and desire topped deliciously with the dark side of wealth and privilege and a generous sprinkling of spirituality is your taste, pick The White Lotus. It's a masterfully crafted dark satire that peels off the layers of hypocrisy, entitlement, and moral decay lurking beneath the luxurious facade of the ultra-rich. While still recovering from the roller coaster ride through Hawaii and Sicily in seasons 1 and 2 respectively, buckle up as season 3 takes you a notch higher. Mike White returns with season 3, bringing his signature satire and chaos, this time to Thailand. Serene temples, golden Buddhas, and tranquil beaches. Of course, all until the White Lotus guests arrive. This time, Western privilege meets Eastern spirituality. Meditation retreats and soul searching, or is it just more rich tourists playing pretend? Beneath the luxury lies something darker. Power, hypocrisy, and desire. And of course, murder. Someone won't make it out alive. Who dies? Who did it? And who's just fighting for the best poolside spot? The mystery unravels fast. Talking about scene stealers, Blackpink's Lisa debuts as Mook, a sharp, no-nonsense local. And trust me, she's not here just to smile and serve drinks. Magnetic, sharp, impossible to ignore, Lisa proves she's got the acting chops to match her global stardom. While The White Lotus has always been about the dark underbelly of the ultra-rich, this season teases multiple ticking time bombs. For instance, why is Timothy constantly getting those mysterious calls? What is the truth behind the death of Rick's father? Will the Ratcliffe brothers ever address the incestuous night they had? And most importantly, who is dead at that hotel pond? Streaming now on Jio Hotstar, this mysterious biting satire with stunning locations will keep you hooked. The White Lotus Season 3 is a must-watch. And remember, paradise isn't always what it seems. Moving on from wealth and desire to matters of the humble heart. This week on our must-watch list is the very beautiful When Life Gives You Tangerines. Some stories hug you like a warm breeze. Others hit like a well. When Life Gives You Tangerines does both. The 16-episode series has transcended borders to become one of the most loved and widely watched shows in the world. A simple tale of love, sacrifice, and resilience, it brings forth the deeply profound, culturally rich, and the universal side of the K-dramas. Set in Jeju's breathtaking landscape, this drama is a love letter to its people, especially the Haenyeo, the fearless sea women who dive deep, harvesting the ocean's gifts. They are warriors, providers, and storytellers of the deep. And the protagonist, Aesun, well, she carries their spirit. Aesun dreamt of poetry, but life had other plans. She gave up her words, her wishes to raise her only daughter, pouring her love into a future she herself could never have. Because sometimes the dreams we sacrifice become the foundation for the next generation. At its core, this is a love story, but not just about holding on. It's about knowing what and when to let go. Love that is quiet, unwavering, and very deeply human. So why must you watch When Life Gives You Tangerines? Because it's not just a show. It's a feeling. The golden orchards, the salty air, the echoes of Haenyeo calling across the waves. Now showing on Netflix, this show lingers, much like a ripe tangerine. Sweet with just the right hint of bittersweet. Well then, that's a wrap from me. Whether you are diving into the poetic brilliance of When Life Gives You Tangerines or the scandalous escape of White Lotus Season 3, your watch list just became a conversation starter. We'll be back with more top picks next week. Until then, happy binging. Back to you, Abhijit.
Trains और buses के होते हैं stations. Thank you so much, Tavishi, for those recommendations. And now moving on, किसी का भाई and सबकी जान, Salman Khan returned to the big screen with director A.R. Murugados's Sikandar. The film is currently playing very successfully in cinemas all across, and up next we have Salman Khan himself talking about the film, pre-release jitters, and why he doesn't consider himself a superstar. Also joining the chat is the film's leading lady, Rashmika Mandanna, who explains her proficiency in the Hindi language and more in this candid conversation with my colleague Vishal Chatkara.
Salman sir, you've been now acting more than 30 years.
Yeah.
More than 35 years now. How do you feel ahead of a film release? Do you still get butterflies in the stomach?
I'll tell you seriously, right from my first film, I don't know if that was quite a while back, so I don't know if I actually felt the pressure of a film releasing, because I, at that point in time, never wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a director. So if this side of my career did not work well, I would have, gone back to direction, and then that would have been a struggle. And that, at that given point in time, I would have definitely gotten nervous and, wanting the film to do well, and been jittery and excited as well. So that, if I was a director, because that's what I wanted to do, so it would have happened there. But as an actor, I mean, God has given me so much. That first film which I thought should not do well, that also did well. And then after that, Maine Pyar Kiya, and after Maine Pyar Kiya, there was, I mean, I've never, turned back and looked around. I mean, when people say his film is not done well, they cross 100. So, I mean, I wish that everyone, films don't do, if they don't do well, they should cross 100. So, yeah, I've been blessed, I've been fortunate. So, I don't get nervous on a film release, but I do get nervous when I'm doing a concert.
Really?
Yeah. When I'm doing a show, I do get nervous. I did get nervous when I was doing Das Kadam, because then that is my real personality, big boss. Because I don't go by scripted lines or anything. Like right now, I'm doing this interview, and what I say can be misunderstood or taken in some manner that I've not meant it. So there are things that at times like this, yes, I do get, but not on a film release. Okay, because वो सवाल जवाब, okay, वो तो एक फिर वहाँ से वो कोई script writing तो है ही नहीं. What you're thinking is how you're reacting is the onus on to you. So that if this show comes on television and people don't like my personality, then what?
But then you're talking about concert. Do you also prepare a special walk for your concerts each time?
No, I walk. I walk. This is the way I walk. I mean, I've been walking like this since the time.
Movie stars generally plan a special entry for them when they go on stage. No special
I
act.
come backstage.
Sure.
कभी मुझे ऊपर टंगा देते हैं, फिर कहीं यहाँ से निकाल के लेके आते हैं. So I find it थोड़ा सा tiresome.
Rashmika, how satisfying, creatively satisfying was this experience for you while working on Sikandar? And how comfortable are you with Hindi?
अब ये खुद की क्या तारीफ करेगी? चलो.
No, as in, like, it's easy to pick up a language when you live in the city and when you have people around you speaking the same language. Now, I'm from Karnataka. I grew up in Karnataka, which means my only speaking was Kannada and English because my school was ICSE. Now, I'm living in Hyderabad right now, which means all my assistant, my security, my whole team speaks in Telugu. So for me, I needed to pick up Telugu to converse with them. Now I come to Bombay for work. You give me the lines, I can perfect it. If you make me speak, I can speak Hindi. It's just that I start getting super conscious. So my consciousness is making a mistake, even though when I don't. So I am battling the battles in my head. So like if I lived in Bombay or if I choose to live in Bombay, I know I can excel in the language, right?
No, you will not be able to do it. I'll tell you why. Because all your staff is going to be English speaking staff.
That's also true. That's also true. Very, very true. But I feel like it is only right of me to get my lines right because my directors and producers would have trusted me to deliver what I have to. And that much I promise to do.
You know, इसमें एक बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी है. वो जो क्वालिटी है वो जो लाइंस कहती है ना मीन करती है.
Yes.
So she, even though she may not understand Hindi to the fullest, कि अच्छा इस word का मतलब क्या है? How does this? I mean, how do you say this? जो भी है, वो when she understands the meaning, मायने of the word, she puts in her own personality there.
Well, we saw that in two of the films, Animal and Chava.
Yeah, she
Lovely.
puts in her own character. She means those lines. She's not acting those lines. She's meaning those lines. Now, whether that would be anger, that would be emotion, that would be comedy, she feels it, and that is one of the most important things for an actor to do.
Sure, she's really the lucky mascot today of Bollywood.
I know, lucky तो नहीं बोलो, hard working. The harder you work, the luckier you get. So बहुत सारे actors हैं,
but you are a superstar, and because I really want to know that
ये आपके दिमाग में मैं अपने आप को तो कभी नहीं समझता हूँ.
you are, but when you
और कुछ लोगों को अच्छा लगता है जो वो कहलाए जाते हैं सुपरस्टार, मुझे तो बिल्कुल पसंद ही नहीं है.
How do you see the world when you look outside the window? Because everybody wants your attention, whoever around you.
No, not really. I go to shoot, I meet my parents. Before going to shoot, I come back and I'm at home.
Sure.
I don't go out anywhere. I have 4-5 friends who come home, they chill with me. Pictures की बात कर लेंगे, being की बात कर लेंगे. बस यही है. People I work with. Yeah.
Few days ago, Amir Khan, during a session, had mentioned that how he recommended your name for Bajrangi Bhaijaan. क्या ये फिल्म भी उन्होंने आपको recommend किया था?
I don't know. But I think he had heard the script, and I think he was busy at that point in time. And yeah, but if he's saying that, then he must have recommended. Yeah, we recommend each other for a lot of things.
What is your big takeaway from Sikandar, and what do you like most about your character?
I accepted to a story like this because it's got such intense emotion, it's got such a lovely storyline. I think that people will see when they go and watch Sikandar. But it's like for a commercial film to have a storyline like this was a very new take, for me at least, with the stories that I've heard. So I feel like a big takeaway from Sikandar, not for me but for everyone, is that it's a mass film, as our director and director Murgada says. It's a lovely
good
film.
You'll like it. Emotion.
Yeah.
When they're emotions for somebody else, these things really work, I think.
Actor John Abraham is receiving a lot of praise for his portrayal of Indian diplomat J.P. Singh in the political thriller The Diplomat, directed by Shivam Nair. In this candid conversation with my colleague Titash Chaudhary, the Bollywood hunk talks about making the film, Malayalam cinema, and plus, he also reacts to the viral Pathan memes highlighting his chemistry with SRK, something you don't want to miss.
So before I start this, I want to let you know that I went to watch the film yesterday, which was a Sunday, here in Fun Republic. I got a seat on the front row because it was full. It was running full.
Oh.
And I was pleasantly surprised with the film because I remember you saying that, we chose not to promote it too much, which is why a lot of people did not know about this film. So
Correct.
I can, say it for everybody sitting there. We were all pleasantly surprised with the film.
Thank you.
And I would want to start off with what did Uzma Ahmed have to say, about the film?
When I met Uzma, she hadn't seen the film. So I asked her, "Aap batao apni bhasha mein ki tell us what happened exactly." And she narrated everything in that, and it's there for everybody to see on the podcast. She narrated everything. And I turned to her, and Sadia turned to her and said, "Did you see the film?" And she said, "No." So the director has honestly taken her words and put it out there in the film. Absolutely. So we've had practically zero creative liberty in this film. Barring the end chase where there were these extra gunshots fired, there's been no creative liberty in this film. So Uzma, I still do not know whether she's seen the film. She only told me one thing very sweetly. She said, "Mera kaam chal raha hai Delhi mein, kuch bura to nahi hoga na is film ke baad," and all that. And I said, "Uzma, mere hisab se aap is film ke baad ek bahut bade hero ban jaoge."
Like going back to what I was saying, you chose not to promote the film too much.
Yeah.
And you relied on word of mouth, which is, of course, the film is traveling because of that. But, John, this is an era of content/information overload.
Correct.
You do not know whether your film is going to reach people because they are exposed to so many different kinds of things. Did you not feel like this was a tricky thing to do, to not promote it?
Promotion is only one aspect. Marketing as a whole, when we talk about promoting the film, I believe the film needed to be marketed. When you market a film, what do? You get certain units of a film like a teaser, a trailer, and you bang that on digital. You kind of amplify the announcement of your film. So to just put things into perspective, the film wasn't marketed in a large way because the studio wasn't sure as to or how the film would be received. If you ask me, I think we promoted the film effectively.
Yeah.
I did interviews that mattered. I spoke about things that mattered. Now imagine, I'm just giving you a scenario. Imagine if I went to some college in Delhi and I took off my t-shirt and I threw it. Would that make Instagram reels? Yes, they would. but would that be the right promotion for this film? I think you disrespect the promotion on this film. So I chose to position this film in the mind of the audience the way I chose to see it in the mind of the audience. Which is why people came in with zero expectations. And when they saw the film, they're like, whoa, this is really good. It's special.
You know, when you're doing a film like The Diplomat, do you also want to do it because you perhaps want to prove the actor in John Abraham? Like, are you hungry for roles like these?
The Diplomat's been a quantum leap for me as an actor, where people kind of have now sat down again and taken notice and said, man, this guy's going to offer us much more than what, we thought he could. And I think that's a big plus for producers. That's a big plus for directors. That's a big plus for the actor. And I think for an actor like me, it's a good problem to have, where you've got an image of your persona, of your body, clothes hanger. People look at you in a dostana way or a Pathan gym way.
Correct.
Then people also look at you in a Madras cafe and a diplomat way. So what you've done is, as an actor, you've offered a buffet to your director and you've told him, like, hey, choose.
You said, of course, you read so much about what's happening all over the world. The geopolitics, the war politics, so much. And you said that you have been following all these things right since 1991. Now, the question is, there's a perception attached to actors that, they don't know too many things beyond what is really required of them to know. What's your take on this?
I think it's each one to his own. So I don't think it's an actor's duty or job to know about the geopolitics of the world. There are a lot of fantastic actors in our industry that don't really care about what's happening. They care about their craft and they say, listen, we're just concerned about this, which is great. There are certain actors who feel the need to know what's happening because they do films like The Diplomat or Madras Cafe or Parmanu or Batla House or go on and on. So for someone like me, knowing what's happening geopolitically helps me even be in this image that you're seeing here, because when an audience is looking at it, they say he's literate, he understands and he knows his geopolitics, he knows what's happening in the world. And I think that makes a big difference, because when I did my workshops, you always go to the backstory of the character you're playing. So my backstory is, obviously I'm a diplomat, I've been in this service for long. I obviously need to know about the geopolitics. So even in the first scene, when I walk up to Uzma, you'll see through my walk, my gait, and the look on my face that I've experienced things in life before. Which is why I ask her questions, very pointed questions. Ki, aage ka darwaza dekh liya, abhi piche ka dekh ke hi jaogi. Like, you've seen this door, you want to see that and go. So you realize that he's been through those experiences. So I think geopolitics helps. I think understanding the political fabric of your country in general is very important, because today actors are not just actors, or models are not just models. We're role models, right?
Yeah.
You have to stand up and speak on a public platform. And that's where we are best at embarrassing ourselves. That's where we start going wrong. How do you minimize and reduce the probability of you saying the wrong things? By knowing what is happening.
What's your take on, let's say, India today on the global map?
I think if I have to put it, there are different perspectives.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we have a voice today, which is good. We didn't have a voice in the past. We're braver today. We want to stand up for our own, which is very important. We are an emerging power, and this is common sense, and we see it around, and we're in a good place. But there are also a lot of negatives in the country. I believe the disparity is growing between the rich and the poor, between the haves and have-nots. I see that. But overall, if I don't paint the picture as bleak, or if I look at the glass as half full rather than half empty, and if I'm not really critical, I think we're in a better place than where we were.
Off late, I have been noticing that there are some sequences, some scenes from No Smoking that have resurfaced on social media. And I remember you recently saying that I actually did go up to Anurag Kashyap and say that, why don't we make a sequel to it?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He laughed. And I think he realizes that I'm the only person who believed in that film outside of him. And Yeah, I think it's a very special film. I mean, I've been a big fan of Kafka,
Yes.
which is why we made this film happen. And we knew on the onset that it'll be very difficult to sell an idea like this to an audience. And that's exactly what happened. You know, they didn't get it.
It took more than 20 years.
Yeah. And some of them have still not got it,
Yeah.
which I understand.
Yeah.
Again, I don't have a problem with it. You don't want to dumb it down. You want to jog people's brains. So yeah, I just thought the best way to kind of do that is not re-release the film, but just have a sequel to it. Just have a lot more fun and create cinema that's very engaging, very character-driven, very different. So let's see.
Yeah. You have a writer's room, and interestingly, it's set in Kerala. Do you watch a lot of Malayalam films today?
Yes.
More than before?
No, I've always seen a lot of Malayalam films. And I've always interacted with a lot of directors and writers from there.
Okay.
And it's also because the state is very progressive. You know, that's why the kind of cinema they have is very evolved. Malayalam cinema is also very specific to the region. So sometimes you can't extrapolate that and take that idea up and
remake it
into a Hindi film.
Yeah.
So you've got to be smart about that. But they're also very brave in choosing subjects that are very radically different. Which is why it's good to have writers there that write and come out with different ideas for you. And I've got some crazy ideas, beautiful ideas that I hope see the light of day.
On a lighter note, I don't know how much do you follow social media, things on social media?
I don't have social media on my phone, but yeah, my team tells me about things that happen on social
Okay,
media.
so when Pathan had released, there's this scene, right? You're in the pool and Shah Rukh walks past. Like, of course, you guys are enemies.
Yeah.
But then they played some Besharam Rang in the background and it looked like you both are taroing each other.
Yeah.
So they said that this could be Dostana too.
There was a scene where we come very close to each other, and I saw that meme where they say, "Bhige ho."
Yes.
You know, and I was like, wow, this looks like the most romantic film ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a pleasure working with him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, each day was like a pleasure on the sets.
Right.
I wish some more commercial big films like this happen because we need those as well.
We do.
Yeah.
But on that note, John, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to what you do next as Tehran.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Hopefully, a Malayalam film too sometime soon.
Yeah. Would love to. I mean, we produced one Malayalam film.
Okay.
We want to do more.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
With that, we have come to the end of this week's episode of Now Showing. देखिए, मन तो नहीं कर रहा है आप लोगों को छोड़ के जाने का, लेकिन क्या है कि जाऊंगा तभी तो लौट के आऊंगा. We will see you again next week with more reviews, recommendations and interviews. मच्छर बहुत हैं, खुले पानी से बचना. अच्छा चलता हूँ, दुआओं में याद रखना. This is me, Abhijit Bhatt, signing off and wishing you all a great weekend. See you soon.